SDI membership is about being part of a global contemplative movement that contributes to peace, justice, and living in right relationship with all living beings. The SDI learning community is a group of compassionate listeners who are committed to serving others on their spiritual journeys. Everyone is welcome to become a member of SDI, which also supports our work to advocate for the healing contemplative modalities of spiritual direction and companionship. Become a new member or renew your membership on SDI's secure online store at sdicompanions.org. Welcome to this episode of SDI Encounters, a podcast on spiritual direction and spiritual companionship. I'm Matt Whitney. Thank you for listening. Learn more about our work and the work of spiritual direction and spiritual companionship on our website, sdicompanions.org. So in this episode of SDI Encounters, I want to share with you some recordings and some testimonials that I created on the forest bathing journey retreat that we did in March of 2023, because we're doing another one in March of 2024, and we have an early bird registration savings of $300. That's more than 10%, 15% off the cost of registration if you register by November 30th, which as of this recording is 2 days from now. So we want to get the word out and make sure that everybody who might be interested in this retreat can take advantage of those savings and register. You don't have to pay in full. You can do a payment plan. You just have to call our office and say, I want to sign up for the forest bathing journey. I don't have all the money right now. Can I pay you over the next several months? We will set something up for you. That's no problem. You can also let us know through the chat feature on our website. Just go to sdicompanions.org and find the chat bubble in the lower right-hand corner and start a conversation with us. We have a real human being, Ryan, on the other end of that chat who will respond. And if he can't answer your question, he just lets me know and we can follow up. If you call us, the number is 425-455-1565. If nobody answers, don't worry, just leave a voicemail, phone number, and our team will call you back and help you out. So the forest bathing experience, so we go to the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. There's a retreat center there, Canoga Conference Center. It is a wonderful facility. Canoga takes good care of the people who are there. They provide outstanding meals. They can cater to dietary restrictions. They have two options for lodging. They have a very modern, contemporary hotel-style inn. So if you want to stay in a hotel-style room, in suites with its own bathroom, that option is there for you. The rooms are very comfortable, very clean. If you purchase a single, you have it all to yourself. If you purchase a double, you share it with somebody. That could be a new friend you haven't met yet. We can partner you up. You can bring your partner. If you register 2 doubles, then you can both stay in the same room, or you can bring a friend and just specify, I'm staying in a room with my friend, and we will partner you up so that you are roommates. Canoga also has some cottages, and they are also clean and comfortable. They are definitely more rustic, not as, contemporary as a hotel. They're like little cottages, little cabins. I stayed in one and really enjoyed it. A lovely little home in the woods there. We also have double and single room options for the cottages. Although you should know the single rooms in the cottages probably mean that you're also going to share the cottage with other folks. So you'll have your own room, but you'll be in one of the cottages with other people who have the other rooms. Some of the cottages are 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. So that's how that works. It's really up to you and your personal tastes. If you missed our first retreat last March, this is your opportunity to join us for this truly restful and transformative experience. Everybody who attended the last retreat really appreciated the time. They were so glad they did it. I'm going to share some testimonials here in a couple of minutes. This is not a standard spiritual retreat. And by that, I mean, we do have two amazing facilitators whom you'll hear from here, Jeanette and Simon, but it's not a teaching retreat. You're not going to get a lot of time in a conference room, listening to a teacher talk for a long time while you take copious notes. This is an experiential retreat. So minimal teaching, and most of the time is for you to use as you need. Jeanette is a marvelous forest bathing facilitator. She is also highly attuned to the spirit of the space and listening to what you need, listening to what's emerging and responding to that. So, not rigid at all in scheduling or programming, but really listening to what you need, what participants need, and being of service in the ways that she can. Forest bathing takes place outside, usually for 2 to 3 hours in the mornings. The group will go out and find lovely spaces on the Canuga grounds. There are miles of trails around the facility, lots of spaces to find a spot under a tree, in a clearing, a meadow, by the lake, and to contemplate nature, to both be in the landscape and also to receive the gifts of the landscape, of the trees, plants, of the soil. It's a spiritual companionship relationship. You are there, you are listening to the trees, you are listening to the landscape, and they are also there to listen to you. You may have a discernment you are working on, a question, a pondering, a problem, grief, a loss. And you can bring that to the forest, and the forest will hear you and listen to you. But you will also listen to the forest. You'll spend time contemplating. You can ask the trees, what do you need from me? It is a very contemplative retreat. It's a very contemplative experience. Afternoons are unprogrammed time. There will likely be optional activities if you want, but it's really up to you. You can go hiking, you can journal and meditate in your room. You likely will make some friends. I can pretty much guarantee you will make some friends. Maybe you're spending time together in the afternoons. Evenings will have birdsong poetry vespers led by Simon de Voil, just a real gifted musician and spiritual companion who will play music, sing some songs in the St. Francis Chapel. The St. Francis Chapel is an outdoor space. It is a sanctuary with seating in the trees. Simon sings, he plays some songs. There's space for people to offer poetry interspersed. The entire session is 30 to 40 minutes offered each night, and it's a beautiful way to sort of close the day before going to dinner and then having evening time again to spend how you like. There often will be gatherings in the evening for group spiritual companionship or just group reflection, just hangout time. So that's my broad testimonial or witness to the experience. And it's just a very beautiful offering, which is why we're doing it again, because we believe in it. We believe in exploring and offering spiritual companionship in a diverse array of offerings. And this retreat is one of them. It is a restful retreat. It is a restorative retreat. It is a learning retreat. You will learn and you will grow from the experience, and you will bring things home with you. You'll take those experiences and you will learn to integrate them into your everyday life. That's enough of me talking about it. Now let's move to sharing some of the recordings I took while on the retreats. I did some recordings of just the sounds of the forest. So what you'll hear next is a little bit of the prompts that Jeanette offers in forest bathing. I'll play a song that Simon does for Poetry Vespers, and I'll share with you some short interviews I did with some of the participants. Imagine that it's 9 a.m. and the fog is rising up off of the lake. We're walking out into the forests around the conference center, The birds are obviously awake. We have our coffee, we have our tea, and we're going to begin forest bathing. And Jeanette is going to offer prompts, introduce the activity for us to be with the trees in contemplation and in companionship.
I'll ask the question, and then if you want to consider it, you can. The question is a bit of a pondering. What can you offer to nature?
At this point, you might find a place in the trees to sit, a big trunk to lean against. You can stand. Some people brought camping chairs with them, or you can find a stump or just sit on the ground and contemplate the question. And this might be 20 to 40 minutes of time between you and the trees with your question. After a time, Jeanette will call us back into gathering and community by playing a flute. After a short time of reflection, we will walk together, no more than a quarter of a mile, to a different spot that Jeanette has selected. Here we're next to a flowing creek.
So I'm wondering if you have a question that you would like to ask the water. Up to the bridge and whisper it into the water, or come down here and whisper it in. And then perhaps by the time we get back down at the end, you might have an answer. You might have clarity. And then we're going to transition into sit spot. So you can ponder if there's a question. And then from there, the sit spot. And we'll sit for a good 20 minutes.
As we move on to our next forest bathing spot, I asked one of the participants just what's resonating for them in this moment. What's resonating for you right now?
I think this topic of clarity is one of the things that I came to the forest with, to this retreat with, as well as just expanding my understanding of what I can give back to the trees. The trees have always been my place of home and my place of rest. And the environmental justice issues and the things that are happening to our earth weigh heavy on me. So the other part of what I came with was listening for what I can give back and how, and what they tell me the needs are beyond gratitude, in addition to gratitude.
So how's your week been?
It's actually been amazing because I came with an open mind, not being intentional about anything because I didn't want to restrict what the Spirit had for me in my faith base. And so what it's done for me is it's made me a lot more mindful. I've always been a forest person. I've always been a water person. Whether it's just to do this whole forest bathing thing, I will be more intentional, and I'm happy about that. But I think today, sitting in front of a very young pine and taking those needles and putting them in the cup and thanking actually that little tiny tree for allowing me to do that so I could have some of the essence of what the tree was pretty special.
Yeah. How will you carry the experiences of this week into your life in the future?
I'm certainly going to share it with friends, with family, to let people know that there's just more that so many of us have been missing, and that it is so healing to be able to just sit and breathe and just sense the presence of God in places of creation that are just amazing. And I don't want them to miss it. I don't want to miss it, and I don't want them to miss it.
One of the ways that the landscape inspired participants was through poetry. Several people wrote and shared their poems throughout the week. Here are a couple.
Writing lots.
Yes. I've been surprised by the creative flow that has been released from me here. And I've really received that from nature in a request, which really surprised me. Because I hoped to receive, and I have received, nurture, peace, calm, wisdom, solidarity, but I didn't expect a request. That was really a surprise, a glorious surprise to me.
Yeah, go for it.
Mama Tree. I am Mama Tree, tall, strong, stately, scarred, marred, marked by storm, gale, and intrusion. I bear my scars with dignity, for I understand now. They transformed my fragility and afforded me ability to endure, grow, and provide shelter. I am overcomer. I'm at peace. My wounds bear witness as my glorious foliage shimmers with hope in the dancing rays. I'm deeply rooted, firmly grounded, and interconnected. I am one of creation's trophies of triumph.
Here's another beautiful poem written by one of our participants this week.
All right, what would you like to share?
I'd like to share a poem that I wrote about my experience here. Human time, day 1. Naive and disconnected, they wander. In the cold, they approach the threshold. What do they seek? Human time, day 2. Persistent and needy, they go deeper. We give them more cold and questions. Can they receive? Human time, day 3. They desire forest bathing. We give them quiet forest showers. Will they be cleansed and quieted? Human time, day 4. They softly scatter like seeds in the wind. We give them sun and warmth. Are they grateful? Human time, day 5. They listen and offer promises. We give them new leaves and flowers. They love creation. Will they learn to love the spaces surrounding creation? Human time, day 6. They leave. We stay. Will they remember?
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Kind of goes right to the whole week, how it all unfolded.
Have you been writing a little bit every day?
I just started yesterday. I've been thinking it's been kind of, right from day 1 when I saw the weather, I was like, really cold. It's going to be interesting to see how we transform with the land and the trees during the week. So I've been kind of tuned into watching and how that developed and our growth, and it all kind of just went together. It was
Beautiful.
Sort of my main takeaway from this week is that I really am able to experience heaven here on earth. Experiencing that through connection to nature, experiencing that through connection to the other folks that are here with me, and then experiencing that through a connection to my higher power. And there's something about the way this is organized and this place that we're in and the forces of nature that are making themselves available to us, that really makes it very, very special.
Is there anything about you that feels changed? Or will you be different as you go home as a result of this time?
Yeah, I think a deeper appreciation of nature. And that's something that I've been kind of meditating on, like how can I be a better steward of the earth? And the answer that came to me is appreciate. And I think it starts with that. If we really appreciate what's around us, nature in whatever form, we're going to naturally find ways and behave in ways that's enriching or more protecting of the earth.
Wonderful. And did you at any point this week befriend a leaf or a tree or a rock in particular?
I did. I befriended a white pine sapling, and it seemed to offer up a few of its leaves to me, which I took and turned into a tea as part of one of our group activities. And I had a great experience just allowing my bare feet, to plunge into a little brook. And although the water was a bit chilly, it was very grounding and immersive, a way of immersing into nature. Coming here at this time of year was perfect because it's spring, time of renewal. Nature is reflecting a spirit of waking up, freshness, warming up, stretching out from the cold. It's like, okay, cold is part of life, but now we're going to warm up, stretch out, grow in a new way.
To close this episode, I'm going to play just this short song by Reverend Simon Ruth de Voil, who, again, will be offering birdsong poetry vespers every evening throughout the week, and will be around. Here he is singing for us at the close of our forest bathing day.
Together for evening prayers that are worthy of singing with the birds. And how exactly do I do this? How do I do this? By opening my heart in gratitude and praise for all the gifts of life, and by focusing on the astounding intricacies of this world, and by attending to the still small voices of healing and renewal, which save me in times of trouble, and by loving life and honoring that gift. Speaking truth, doing good, seeking peace. When I serve the highest, I know I serve whatever God there is. The joy of this, no matter what my troubles, will keep me whole.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this little audio reflection on our forest bathing journey. You have until November 30th to save $300 on the cost of registration, or just come to sdicompanions.org and sign up. We hope that you'll join us. This last audio is the otherworldly sound of the crickets in the evening down by the water at Canoga Conference Center in North Carolina.